Hi Shiva.
Hi.
Shiva, you are working on SCMs from last many years, right? So in India, as far as my knowledge goes, we have a lot of SCMs available. So in your opinion, as by your research, what do you think which SCM is having more potential to replace cement in India at least?
Okay. Yeah, in terms of long-term viability, it's coming more clear that calcined clays are becoming a prominent option. But if not considering that, if you are also talking about other types of SCMs, I think we do have a lot of agricultural waste. So agricultural waste-based STMs like rice husk ash and sugarcane bagasse ash has been researched from the, especially a lot in the last 1 decade or so. I think they show some promise. Other than that, now as we are switching away towards the more energy efficient steel making process, this steel slags also, there is a lot of volume of steel slag and they are not sure what to do with it, other than right now they are using as an aggregates. I think more research is getting into this area. So overall, I think other than limestone calcined clay combination, agricultural waste based SCMs and this slag based binders may be picking up some prominence.
Okay. So a follow-up question on that one. I remember 30 years back, people were not ready to use fly ash. So if, in fact, if I ask any of the contractors, right, with whom we might be working, so if I ask them to start using the SCMs, there is a hesitation. So what do you think? How can we change that hesitation so that the contractors will start using SCMs?
Yeah, I think all the way from the research to the implementation, a lot of steps needs to be taken for this. From the research side, because a lot of these SCMs, we have a lot of variability. This is one of the major issues. So, but it is possible that with a lot of testing, we would know what limits to put place on that so that we would not use the bad SCMs like bad fly ash. Even right now, we are eliminating a lot of fly ash to use in concrete because we do have these limits in place as in specifications and guidelines so that we only use good SCMs. So from that step in the research side to always to the end of this implementation, I think we need to organize live demonstrations and show the test results and bridge the gap between this academia and industry, have some workshops, hands-on trainings, and show that this actually not the case. You can always get better concrete when you have some control on the type of SCM and the quality of SCM we use.
Okay. Since you mentioned about the carbon emissions, so what we have seen that if we are coming with a new SCM or any novel material, the energy that is required to produce that material might even be higher than the energy that is required, or maybe in terms of the carbon emission, it might be even higher than the concrete manufacturing. So how to tackle with that scenario?
Yes, some SCMs, like let's say take a zeolites for example, if they are causing some issues, their beneficiation technique is you have to do flash calcination, yes, and that takes a lot of energy. But recently in the last few years, there is a lot of research going on. Other than the thermal activation, how can we activate these SCMs to reduce the energy demand and carbon footprint? One is the mechanochemical activation or mechanical activation or chemical activation. So usually the grinding process does not take a lot of energy. So a lot of research is going into using this grinding it to a larger extent to activate the surface of the SCMs to make it reactive. Similarly, chemical activation would not take energies. For example, some materials can get better with the carbonation. It's just exposed to the carbon dioxide or some other chemical treatments. So these may have some lower energy impact overall, but I think over a time what happens is that once we see how we can beneficiate, I think we can put in more work and energy towards making these technologies, beneficiation technologies with lower carbon footprint and lower energy demand.
Okay. One last question, Shiva. So what do you think the platforms such as TLC2 can help in transferring the knowledge from the lab to practice?
Yeah, I think this center of excellence is a great opportunity for bridging the gap between the academy and industry, and more such centers need to be there. And also TLC2 organizes workshops like this and also several conferences, right, and bridging the all researchers around the world. And I think this is needed because this is how we transition the technology research to the site. And also I think think we can cut there. Also, I think TLC2 can take a lead on leading some round robin tests and making the specifications and bringing all the researchers together towards working towards specifications for this alternative SCMs, for example. And also they could help with monitoring startups. I think they're already doing that, and I think this is the great thing, and I think this should need to be continued.
Thank you. Thank you.